We're gonna get this place hot and clammy. Just like the McPoyles like it. The whole family's here.
How many? What is that a jar of? What is that a jar of, dude? What is that? Whoa, Jesus!
Hey, man.
We cannot have the McPoyle brothers in here creeping everybody out, bro. They bang each other.
Yeah.
Margaret, what are you doing here? Is that like a sexual thing? All right, let's do this.
She's still expecting a call.
That's not gonna happen, so just move past it, all right?
You will call her!
How many can there possibly be? Oh, good to see her again. Good. Like she doesn't know what I'm saying, right? Okay.
What is that, a fight?
Where's your brother, dude?
We just stepped out of the shower. He'll be down in a minute.
All right, listen, you guys can't go. Did you just say we?
Hello, Charlie.
Hello, Ryan.
You think I'm bluffing?
You think I'm bluffing?
I think you're bluffing.
Then bluff this! Ryan, stab somebody!
McPoyle bloodline's been pure and clean for 1,000 years. This marriage is an abomination.
Now, when you say pure and clean, you mean what exactly?
It means we haven't bred outside the bloodline.
For 1,000 years?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
My client is odd. You might even refer to his family as very creepy.
Now, there was another member of the McPoyle family clan at the wedding the night of the incident. A one Mr. Royal McPoyle, a bird. Look into the gallery and you will see Royal's victims. It took Margaret's vocal cords in 1999, leaving her mute. Keith McPoyle lost his eyes and his ears to it in 76. Fly, my pet! Fly!
Later, bitches.
Oh, shit, I'm gonna be sick.
Go, do it. Go, feel it. Let it out.
Let's just get out of here.
Don't flush.
Talking like a gremlin, hypersonic lady. Out of Iran, out of Iran. Walls are coming down, beat it to Candace Owens. Too much Iran, too much Iran. Miriam Francois makes me feel like a BBI. No Mongolian, Chinese, Greta Wall, Thunberg, 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 Thunberg. Mongolian, Chinese, Greta Wall, Thunberg, 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 Thunberg. Francesca, Annalise, you know she's calling 'cause she's not Albania, too. Candace Owens, you have to defeat Owen Jones. 3. Prof Marandi, you always waking up to hypersonic goals. Get under the bunker, get under the bunker. And no 4 manners in the bunker. Hypersonic booms, we gooning. Hypersonic booms, we gooning. Hypersonic booms, we gooning. Have you ever been? No Douglas, only Bill Morris. Walls are coming down, beat it to Candace Owens. Too much Iran, too much Iran. They don't stink the whole place. The genociders, diapers in the bunkers. No Mongolian, Chinese, Greta Wall, Thunberg, 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 Thunberg. No Mongolian, Chinese.
Well, you're just talking like a Mongoloid.
I don't give a fuck. I am a Mongoloid. In my heart, I'm a Mongoloid. That is what I am. We are a horde. That is what we are. Yes, we are that. We are 100% that.
That's not something to be proud of.
It is something to be proud of, because the Mongols are the ones who created civilization. And you created nothing but barbarism. You're the fucking barbarians. You destroyed the treasures of mankind. The Mongols only united it. What the fuck do you know about civilization? What the fuck do you know about pride? What the fuck do you have to be proud of? Except looting, genociding, and destroying the cultures and peoples and wealth of this world. What the fuck do you know, Cans cuck?
Well, you're the one here chimping out, so...
I am chipping out, bitch, because I'm a fucking human being. And you're a little soy boy cuck, little bitch. You don't know who the fuck I am.
No, I see you. I think you're a Mongoloid. That's what you...
I am a Mongoloid, you're right. It is what I am, and I'm proud of being that.
Well, it's an anthropological term. It doesn't actually mean Mongol.
Oh, so what's your fucking point? You ugly, disgusting, fucking barbarian, smelly piece of shit. You want to talk racism? I can be way more racist than you, Angloid. What fucking civilizations did Angloids ever fucking have? It needed the Romans to fuck all of you in your ass to give you any civilization. You never had any of your own. You want to be racist? I could be way more racist. You want to talk shit about Asians? What the fuck do you have on Asia, huh?
I have nothing on it.
You have nothing, because you're a Can's cuck, bitch.
I think Israel has unique issues. Here's the one piece of advice I'll give you. Okay, if you're joining the IDF, okay. Leave your fucking cell phone at home. And stop taking stupid fucking videos, okay. Cause everybody's fucking you with it, okay. And if you see a soldier, okay, going through a fucking drawer and listen. If you wanna fucking wear a dress and you think it's funny, just don't fucking take a fucking video picture of it, okay. Jesus, okay, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, okay. And if you see a soldier, okay, going through a fucking drawer and listen. If you wanna fucking wear a dress and you think it's funny, just don't fucking take a fucking video picture of it, okay. Jesus, okay, yeah, okay. And if you wanna fucking wear a dress, okay, yeah. If you wanna fucking wear a dress, okay, yeah, okay.
Stupid fucking videos, okay? Because everybody's fucking you with them, okay? And if you see a soldier, okay, going through a fucking drawer, and listen, if you want to fucking wear a dress and you think it's funny.
Okay, people. Back again with another one. Bong kakat. Frames. Yeah, what's good, people? Oh, yeah, shit. Clavicular. I'm supposed to talk about clavicular. I wanted to talk about that. What's good, Vincent? Ah. What's good, Ray? You can't sleep? What's going on in Australia? Australia. What's good, Cosmic Cat? What's good, Cosmic Wake? What's good in brackets? Thanks for the reminder. Let's get into that. Let's get into some clavicular. I got it on decky too. I think I do. I think I do. Clavicular. Australia. Let me pull this up. Right? Here was an interview, Clavicular, in Australia, by an Australian.
Incel community and movement. And do you identify with that group? How do you feel about being linked to that group of people?
Do I identify as an incel? I mean, how could you ask me that question as a follow-up after you asked me about my relationships to women? I mean, that's quite literally the worst sequence of questions I think I've ever heard.
Well, let me rephrase it then. Looksmaxing was obviously a term created by the incel community. How do you feel about being linked to that group?
I'm not linked to that group in any way. Looksmaxing is self-improvement, right? So it's about potentially even ascending out of that category. And so that would be kind of one of the goals, is to disassociate from being an incel and overcome that. So that doesn't make sense.
Yo, why do I feel like I want to slap this guy's face? Why is this guy's face so annoying? Does he think he's mocking the Clavicular? Do you think this motherfucker from Australia, you think he's mocking the king? Really? Really? Clavicular. You're not autistic enough, my guy. Right? This fucking Australian. He thinks he can Looksmax better than the king. This guy's face is annoying as shit, people. He's asking to be slapped.
You also maintain...
Why is he randomly smirking for no reason? Why is he randomly smirking for no reason?
Well, you've been seen with certain people who are from all parts of that world. I mean, just as an example, you've obviously shared company with Andrew Tate and other, dare I say, rather
Andrew Tate, yeah. Boy, I've never heard RFK talk. I'll be real, in brackets. What's good, comrade? And what's good, Chloe? Chloe's in the house. We can start the show. Boy, for Australia maxing. Andrew Tate, Hidden Iron, what's good? Big up Godzilla McGee for the follow. Crazy ass name. Ian Hartman, you're not part of the resistance. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Yo, Ian Hartman, we do not give a shit about the opinions of Yankee. This Yankee thinks we give a shit about his opinions. Get the fuck out here. What's good, politics? Love for the love, politics.
Controversial figures. Why do you spend time with people like that?
Are you trying to... I see you want to make this political.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just curious.
No, that's what you want to do.
No.
You know you have
not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I'm not.
No. Holy shit, this guy is so annoying. How are you more annoying than fucking Clavicular? Clavicular is actually not annoying at all. He's a fucking 20-year-old. Yeah. Let the Gen Z cook. Or Gen Alpha, I don't know. Yo, what's good, Feist Zendax? Hey, yo, just did a nice line of speed, crack open a beer, rolled a fat blunt, ready to stroke ye older cucumber to Hajit maidens. Right? Pick up. Yo. You should inject that speed into your penile situation. What's good, Godzilla McGee?
Not
you want to end
at
it
all doing that.
And talk about...
I'm just curious. No, not at all. I don't care about your politics. I know you're not political. You've said that repeatedly. I'm just... when you get seen with those people, obviously...
Why is he holding a kilometrical pen, bro? Why are you holding a kilometrical pen? That's wild, people. That's distracting. Yeah, we're gonna get into politics. We're gonna get into clavicular, overdose maxing, and awkward maxing. He awkward maxed. Okay, over maxing. What, he's holding a kilometrical pen. Do you guys know what that is? You guys probably don't know what that is because you guys are Gen Z, right? It's a pen. It's a fuck ass cheap pen we used to use back in.
People make assumptions. I'm wondering what
Here we
the
go.
thought process and
Guess you watched
motivation
the
for you is
Piers Morgan
behind.
interview. I guess you watched the Piers interview.
I did, yeah.
Why is he smirking like a fucking idiot?
Too bad I didn't have time to look into, anything about potentially, who your wife cheated with. But don't try to go down that line of questioning with me, all right? Because I'm not doing any political.
Yeah, that's that autistic G code, right? He's like, back off, homie. Back off, old man. Chill with the smirking Australian, right? Fucking koalas. In brackets, Americans don't know what a kilometrical pen is because they use the imperial system. That's right. That's true. True. Australian guy's a beta cuck. His name is probably Ian Hartman. Man, I'll be 20. I can't pronounce your name. Fies Zendax. Man, I'll be 27 years old, but my man. Yeah, you wildin', son.
I'm not married, Clav, but I was simply only asking because obviously you've been filming with these people.
So I could teach you about Looksmaxing then. Maybe you could switch that up. But thanks for the time. Appreciate the interview. All right.
Yeah. Yo, he's walking out on 60 Minutes Australia. What the fuck is this set, people? Why are they in a creepy? Yo, this is that basement in a horror movie where they cut off people, right? Where there's a mad doctor somewhere who's cutting people's limbs and shit. This looks like a fucking basement, like a creepy incel basement.
All right.
Oh, okay, it's just the lighting, I guess.
Got that done?
Yo, he's walk off maxing people. Why is he smirking like a fucking idiot? You think you mog the king? You're not autistic enough, Australian. And you're holding a kilometrical pen. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are you writing on the notepad? I'm mogging this guy. I'm mogging the king himself. You can never mog the king when you look like a piece of shit. You look like a Play-Doh.
Yes.
Why is he smirking like an idiot? It's so annoying. What are you writing down, homie? Australia does not even have a written form. What are you writing down? Okay, Australia is not a real language. You're a bunch of savages, right? You're a bunch of limey criminals that ended up on an island that did a genocide, that did a fucking orgy. You landed on an island, unbathed, unshowered, smelling like shit, and then you did an orgy, right? And then you killed the natives. You're a fucking idiot. You don't have a language. You're a savage. You don't have a written language. What the fuck are you writing on a notepad, homie? Fuck out of here. In brackets, isn't ready for Looksmaxing. He can't even pen max. Kilometrical, really? Kilometrical. Creepy empty bar, yes, Godzilla. Fitz Zendax, yeah, that's a fuck ass pronunciation. I can't be pronouncing that name. It's crazy. It's mad in the dunya. Now, he also clavicular. Look, I don't get it. Like fucking 60-year-olds trying to bully a 20-year-old, and then smirking like a fucking idiot, right? Bullying a 20-year-old autistic, king. My autistic king, clavicular. Let's see, clavicular awkward maxing. We're gonna get to the what do you call it? To him overdosing. Okay, we're gonna get into that. Okay, don't worry about it. We're gonna cover the whole lore. But here is a clavicular awkward maxing.
Nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm autism now.
Bro, yo, why is he dressed like an IDF tourist? Yo. Can someone explain to me why is he dressed like an IDF tourist? He's got the unk khaki shorts, the unk sling bag, the IDF sling bag, the Favo sling bag, right? The navy blue shirt, pretty basic stuff, people. He shops at a factory outlet store. He dresses like a IDF soldier on holiday. What's going on, people? What's going on in the autism world? Ray, fuck Australia. Who even lives there? Australia? This Zendax, fuck ass name. It's a journalist NPC that is crashing due to many unexpected answers. At Klim Kem Tab. Can't hate on Clav. Abusing trend. Used to be a bodybuilder thing. He made it abusing trend. What's abusing trend? In brackets, the most sacred day in the Australian calendar is the one where they celebrate getting mowed down by the Ottoman Empire with machine guns. Now he's awkward maxing, people.
Nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm autism maxing. Let's go. Start to slide.
Did he just say I'm autism maxing? He said I'm autism maxing.
Let's go. Start to slide. Oh yeah, this is fucking good.
He's autism maxing, people.
Oh hell yeah.
He's checking, yo.
Such a host, you talk, you can't take your shit. It's all good, bro. Alright, I'll be right
How
back.
are you
I have to go
checking
piss.
chat? Okay? You got a lady grinding on you, and you're reading chat. And you're going autism maxing. Big up the king, my autistic king. Ray, girl, twerk that thing. Yeah, no, this is true, Godzilla. She's also autism maxing. She's like that South Park character that's always twerking. He's doing the live chat dance. No, he's so funny, people, because he's so autistic, right? Okay, now this is the overdose. I mean, what do you say? Trauma alert. She's frame mugging. Ray, I don't know if I call it grinding. No, that's grinding. It's not the grinding the dance. She's literally grinding his bones. Right? She's peeling his skin off. Ray. She's peeling his skin off. It's crazy. Yo. She's starting fire with that autism dance. Yo. It's crazy. It's mad in the dunya, people.
How do you feel?
Yo, why is he off screen? Why is he off screen? It's your stream. Right? Yeah, walaikum shalom, Miko, Fatima. Israel, hi. At Klim Kim Tab, Trenbolone is the steroid you take when you need to lose fat but keep the muscle. It's really bad stuff. Are you a gym bro at Klim Kim Tab? Typical Pakistani, right? You probably have what do you call it? A sleeper build, right? You probably have a sleeper build. You're one of those Pakistanis, huh?
When did you last take blues? You want natty? You want natty?
Is there a trash can around here? I'm Clive. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Sorry. I'm trying my best to lock in, but I'm a little destroyed right now.
I'm from Brazil.
Brazil.
I'm Brazil. I'm speaking English also.
Oh, damn. He is in the presence of a Brazilian lady. Lady? That's crazy. Awkward Maxing, episode 2. Autism Maxing, Awkward Maxing, episode 2. Brazilian lady. What's good, Miku, if you're nasty? In brackets, I'm reaching my limit for being exposed to Australians.
But what's your question?
You speak Portuguese?
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Holy shit, dude. I'm trying my best, but fucking destroyed right now. All right, have a good rest of your day. Take care.
Oh, thank you.
Bye. Holy fuck.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. That's so autistic. That's crazy. You are in the presence of a Brazilian lady and you can't wait to shake her off. Nah, he's tapped, people. He's extremely tapped. He's being frame marked by a bonsai tree, people. It's crazy. Did someone spike his drink? Anyway, bye, girl. Politics. At Klim Kim Tab, you're a gym bro. Holy shit. I knew it. And we have the roids cheap. We are the one of the countries peddling it to Yankees. What's good, Marcos? He was a cortisol overdose. Okay, Fizz Zendax, what language are you speaking here? The moment you snort amp straight from the lab, still a wet ammonia mess but potent as fuck. Right? I'm too innocent to understand this.
Oh my god.
You're Brazilian, bro. That was all you.
Yeah,
bro. That was
dude.
all you Brazilian.
Move.
That was 10 out of 10.
Holy shit, Brazilian people.
Okay.
She get her number.
I need water? Probably.
Get her number. Get her number. Get her number.
Yo, he's stabbed, people. Look at him. He's
Holy
cooked.
fuck. What's up, man?
Look at
How
his
are you?
hair.
What's up, man?
Look, he's actually, I'm gonna be real, he's not like a naturally good looking guy. He worked for this. Okay? I don't think he's a naturally good looking guy. He's a regular geeky looking guy. Maybe some people find that attractive. I don't want to be an asshole. He's got a geeky look about him. But he worked for it. He worked for his, posture. Right? He's ripped probably. He worked. He worked for it. He probably does, the geisha or whatever the fuck. The geisha shit that girlies do, the ladies do. Right? Chloe, overstimulated. Wait, what? That's a cat term. What's good, priest of Hiroshima? Ray, Australia? Yeah, really? You've been spiked multiple times? That's crazy. Politics. Yo, he looks good, not sober. Yo. Godzilla, what's this guy on aside from the roids? I don't know. I think he got spiked. I think his drink got spiked. I was about to say something. Politics. He looks great now. You see people these days, right? Youngsters these days, Westerners, they do plastic surgery at the ripe age of 20. Yeah. Miko, are we talking about the guy in the back? You're checking him out, huh? Yeah.
Holy fuck. What's it say? 100%. Get no pussy.
Dude, I'm trying to cold approach like you.
Alright.
Thank you.
Take care.
You're the goat, bro.
Nice to meet you. How are you, man? What's up, brother?
He's out of it, people.
Oh my god.
He is out of
Take care,
it.
bro.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Can you take it?
Can I take it?
Oh, he got a lot of lady
Sorry,
fans
I can't
too.
Even, I'm absolutely gone.
Holy shit.
Holy fuck.
He's gone. He is completely gone.
Take care. Oh my god. Yeah,
Yo.
yeah, I'm having a great time right now.
Yo, this
Oh
is
my
the
God.
most
Holy
natural
shit.
I've
Yeah.
ever seen this guy. The
Go
most,
sit somewhere.
whoever
guys?
spiked his drink
Where's
made
somewhere I
him
can sit
regular.
down for a second?
They
Oh,
turned
yeah.
him into a neurotypical, people. Whoever spiked his drink turned him into a neurotypical.
Upstairs? Oh my god. Oh fucking hell.
Oh, fuck
Oh my
yeah.
god, man.
He's tapped,
Holy
people.
fuck. Holy fuck.
He autism min.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. Holy fuck.
He minimized his autism. That drug.
Oh my god, yeah.
This is just
Nah,
me all day. Just,
fuck.
sighing and
Yeah,
oh
let's go
no,
sit
oh
somewhere.
shit, oh shit.
Holy fuck.
It's just me all day.
Let's go sit down.
Oh
right here.
fuck. Oh no,
Oh,
no,
yeah?
no. Yo, they turned him into a normie
Oh my god.
with the drugs. But unfortunately, it's not gonna last because he's about to OD.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's fucked up, people. Trigger alert.
What? How fucked up are you? Dude, I'm gone. Oh my god.
Yo, the guy in the middle looks like a Roman emperor. Yo, what? Why does he look like a androgynous Roman emperor? The guy in the middle. Chloe could just be dang edibles. I don't know. What's good, Kate from Da Da Da? Vincent, if he's not careful, he'll wake up in a bathtub full of ice with one kidney missing. At Klim Kim Tab. Clavicular is the gayest straight guy on YouTube. No, he's autistic. He's not gay. But he is surrounded by men at all times. But he does have a lot of lady fans.
Oh my god, I was like shit. Holy fuck.
Yo. Yeah, the guy in the middle is Italian, okay? I don't make the rules. That motherfucker in the center is Italian. In fact, the guy on the left is Italian. What's going on? Are they twins?
Holy me. Dude.
It's crazy. He's only 20. Shit. In brackets, he's gonna have a heart attack by the time he hits. Yeah.
How do you feel?
These people medicate too much, people. Is he wearing makeup? Yeah, he looks like a Roman emperor. It's crazy. I can't tell if he's a guy or a lady. Like the guy on the right now. And the guy on the left is a pop singer from the 80s.
You want natty?
Yeah, he's ODing. Okay, he's off screen.
You want an addy?
Okay, in brackets, I have no idea who the fuck that is. Ziz. Who the fuck is Ziz? Yeah, he OD'd, people.
Hopefully for I ain't gonna be doing any more substances for a little while. Hopefully for forever. But that means I can't really IRL stream anymore. So that's the thing. I really can't IRL stream because, as you guys know, I'm quite brutal without that shit. So.
Yo, they bringing back the Tamil They're bringing back the Tamil hero hairstyle. Like when I was a kid, I used to watch Tamil movies. All the heroes had this hairstyle. The VJ. The heroes were always named VJ. It's always a romantic movie, but for some reason, there's fighting. Like, Tamil movies are wild. It's supposed to be a romantic movie, but most of the time, they're just fighting. I mean, fist fights. I'm talking about, it's mostly gang fights. And I'm supposed to be watching a rom-com. And they all have this kind of hair. It's called remos. We call it remos back in the day. Indians used to have the best hair. You know, South Indians used to have the best hair. Why aren't they doing anything, Chloe? What do you want youngsters to do, Chloe? Accounting? What are they supposed to do?
That's I think I have to figure something else out. Fuck. I have to figure out a new method. Either practice mogging sober or just
Mogging sober. What is he talking? Cast the Dreamer, yes. Tamil movies are cool. Malayalam movies are even better. At Klim Kim Tap, even Ray knows Ziz. Are you trying to guilt me for not knowing who Ziz is? Oh, he was Aussie. Yeah, I don't know Australians. Ray is the only Australian I know. And Heidi. I only know 2 Australians. Ray and Heidi. Right? Heidi the sausage.
find a new form of content. I don't know. It's fucking done for. I ain't gonna be doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel sorry for him because he's autistic. And as a you know, so is she, by the way. She's also autistic. she's like a South Park character. She's like a South Park character, people. It's crazy. Yeah. We're autism maxing tonight, people. I am a member of the neurodivergent community. I do have ADHD, you know, as diagnosed by Vagina Bush. Miku, nobody should know who Ziz is. Autistic dance, people. Yo, that's the most autistic dance I've ever seen. Yo. Yeah. So yeah, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff, don't you think? Right? I don't know why people hate on Clavicular. I don't get it. He's just a 20-year-old. Like, he's just a 20-year-old you know, with the tisms. I don't know why people hate on him. Does he have some, you know, does he have some bad takes about Iran? Like, why do people hate him? Can someone tell me why people hate on Clavicular? Politics, I'm autistic. Oh man, I'm sorry for you. I'm not autistic. I'm ADHD. ADHDer. They say spectrum is not, you know, they say a spectrum has no levels. You know, it's everything is equal, right? But I think ADHD is more neurotypical coded than autism, just full-blown autism. What do you think? Yeah. What do you think? Yo, Zendex, yo, Wallin, love my long hair slicked back tight in a messy bun. You have a bun? Holy fuck. Why are you gay? Maybe he has ADHD. Chloe, Adderall is speed for most people, but it might slow down autistic folks. Yeah. It kind of like how coffee, if you have ADHD and you take coffee, you just get sleepy. Wait, Ray, what's BPD? BPD to me is a ball-playing defender. Yo, I'm football maxing, right? Football maxing, BPD just means ball-playing defender. What does BPD mean in the spectrum? Chloe, they wanted to give him uppers. Cutter, because they didn't realize he was overdosed on downers. This is a foreign language to me. Katie, I think I have ADHD, but the ow is still disputed. Yo, ADHD is such a funny term. Ow, ADHD. What's BPD? Borderline personality. Wait, what is borderline? Does that mean you might have a personality or not? You know, you're borderline between having a personality and not. In brackets, you can usually spot the autism in the ADHD when you're on ADHD meds. because your brain settles down enough for the autistic traits to present them. Wait, okay, I understand. ADHD is probably more extreme than just normie autism, right? So yeah, if you take the ADHD meds and you remove the ow, you remove the DHD, you end up with just the ow, right? Buddha monks with the ow, PLO style, Buddha monks with the ow. Chat's too funny. Chat's always funny. Best chat in the world, people. Nobody got a chat like this. Not even Hasan Piker. Hasan Piker chat can suck my dick from the back. That's going to be the intro to the video. Okay? Right? I'm writing it down. That's going to be the intro to my clip about clavicular. We're clip maxing, people. Hate from I have a lot of sensory issues. Yo, every time we talk about clavicular, we're going to end up talking about, the tisms. Because he's autistic, people. Autism maxing. When he says, I'm autism maxing, he's not being ironic. He's never been more serious in his life. Zendax. Just get someone with the tism comfortable. When they start rambling about obscure shit, make weird noises, you know you got one. What? Yo, Zendex, are you black? Oh, wait, you got a man bun, so you can't be black. You're Puerto Rican, at least. I mean, at most. Yeah, you got a man bun. Nah. You can't be black with a man bun. So, yeah. Ray, it's usually a reaction to trauma. You code switch personalities. I don't know who Trisha Paytas is. Has it? You code switch personalities. Kind of like language. I'm Southeast Asian. We code switch accent. We can talk English in multiple accents. Right? When you meet a fellow Southeast Asian, the accent change. It's like, hey, where you going, huh? So that's how we talk to each other, right? Let me try to talk English in a Southeast Asian. I'm going to the shop lah. That's kind of how we talk with Southeast Asian. And then we meet a Caucasian, we switch. Hey, hello, good morning. Right? Miko, I think I have ADHD. You definitely have ADHD. Okay. In bracket, what's it like being Southeast Asian? Amazing. Good food, beautiful people, right? Jahannam weather, right? And we're about to get fucked, people. Because the US want to bully Iran. Southeast Asia is going to feel the hurt. Miko, I think you should sleep. Nah, you should watch stream. You shouldn't sleep. Zendex, I am Dutch. Holy shit, that's a L. Gypsy mixtape, that's racist. By the milkman of my grandmother. You're very white, huh? Yeah, you got a man bun. Ray is a condition that people don't talk about because people are scared of us. Bipolar, but 4 instead of 2. Yeah. You know what? Have you ever considered that maybe you're just Italian, right? Right. An Italian could be just, laughing, and then suddenly they're stabbing you in the neck with a pen, with a kilometrico. Yo, have you ever considered that, Ray? Nah. Right? Nah, okay, I'm done. I'm done with clavicular. I'm done with clavicular. In brackets, gypsy. Yeah. They just be dropping the G word willy-nilly, these Europeans, right? I feel like that's a slur. Yo, in brackets, you're like my window into Europe since you're Albanian and shit. So you're like the fuck ass dirty Europeans. So you're like a window into the proper Europeans. I feel like it's a slur, innit? Toivo, leave the live stream open in the background and go to sleep. Right? And then your pops waking you up for Fajr is like, why this motherfucker got a man voice in her room? It's a slur. Yeah, I knew it. Roma or Romani is, oh, okay. We learn everything. So Roma is the respectful term. You know, some Europeans in the Discord are giving Roma. Yeah, I don't know what it is. There's some Europeans in the Discord that might be one of those Romanis. Hi, Zendex, you wilding out. I conquered some tight Indo pussy back in Unani back in the day. Pum pum back in the day. Okay, relax. Relax. Politics, Clavicular will lose all his followers. He worked to look pristine. I don't think he's naturally gifted. But he worked for it. You have to respect it. You have to respect it. Kate from da. I fall asleep to BC streams all the time. Right? You're trying to make Mitch beat me up. In brackets, why you Jamaican? Everybody Jamaican at some point in their life. Jamaican is not a race, is a phase. Okay? Yo. Yeah, we're dropping knowledge tonight. All right, let's get into some news, I guess. What was I gonna get into? Sabrina Carpenter. Yo, let's do some ADHD TikToks. Sabrina Carpenter.
Made fun of Arabic culture on stage. Sabrina Carpenter made fun of Arabic culture on stage. Like, hey, that's my job. Sabrina Carpenter, who no one calls the Carpenter of pop music, was playing at Coachella, which is in a desert, which is already Arabic culture. And a fan of hers yelled out the Arabic call. You know the one? Feds will be here in 10 minutes. It's called the zakruta. It just means to ululate. And if you don't know what ululate means, it's because, girl, you late to the conversation, okay? Ululate is basically a howl. Every culture has theirs. Mexicans have theirs. Indigenous people in America have theirs.
Kate from da. He's on his way to pummel me. You know what? Mitch is probably short, so I can take him. Right? I can take Mitch. Come on. I box every day. Okay? I can take a white boy. I can take a 5'9" white boy. Oh, he's 6'1". Okay, okay, relax. Now we're even. And Canadian. Look, I'm Southeast Asian. I will rip your testicles off. I will not fight fair. I feel like Canadians will fight fair. Right? They'll be like, excuse me, guy, excuse me. I will not fight fair. Southeast Asians will just kick you in the nuts. Southeast Asians don't want to fight. They don't want to fight. They just want to win. We don't want to fight. We can't fight. We will lose a fight. Okay? So we try to take shortcuts. I'll kick him in the nuts, if any. Miko shorter than me. Canadians fight. Ray, part of your culture is a line in her song. She was tuning her piano and probably couldn't hear it at all. I don't care about Sabrina, but this is silly. Politics. Sabrina tunes her own fucking piano. You're a 6'6" Dutch motherfucker. I could take a Dutch. Right? I could take a Dutch, man. Okay? All that colonizer hate that I have in my blood, as my ancestors are Indonesians. Right? My ancestors are Indonesian. So all that colonizer Dutch hate, yeah, that's going to come in handy when I fight you, Zendax. Right? I'm not going to fight, but I'm going to win. That's all I'm saying. Ray, I grew up in an Asian community. Yeah, you're Italian. Okay? You are Asian. Stop pretending like Italians ain't Asian. What's good, Oliveri? In brackets, I think you would be a hate crime since they are Romani. Protected species. Kate from Sabrina acted just like a dumb, ignorant white girl. I'm glad she's getting backlash. White girl hate. That's that white girl hate. I love white girl hate. You love to see it.
I'm not gonna do it. The Arabic one called the Zagruta. Shakira did it at the Super Bowl. All the Arabs watched at home like, yes. The rest of America was scared as shit. Shakira came on stage and she looked directly into the camera and she was like, ah! And everybody's like, can she
wait, we gotta talk about Shakira. Wait, let me get this straight. Shakira is half Lebanese and half Colombian, right? What's the difference? What's the difference?
And the answer is yes. Whenever, wherever. So Sabrina Carpenter's playing Coachella. She's in the middle of her set. One of her fans gets really excited and does the call. And Sabrina just turns and she's like, I don't like it. We broke every Arab part in the world. So the fan was like, no, it's my culture. Sabrina was like, your culture is yodeling? Oh, that hurts so much. I don't even know what culture yodeling is from, but that cut like a Swiss Army knife. She later.
Look, this is not that deep. Sabrina Carpenter is a fucking racist. That's the only explanation. She's a racist. She looks like one. She probably smells like one. Right? She's a racist. Let's move on. Right? You get me? It's not that deep. She's a racist. Right? Let's not overthink this guy. Let's not be neurodivergent and overthink this. Politics. Wait, you're Colombian? What do you mean Shakira is not great? Have you seen her? Have you seen her? Have you seen Shakira? What do you mean she's not great? Are you mud? Yo, politics, you wildin', son. Have you not seen her? Chloe, she's Lebanese and Colombian. What's the difference? In brackets, big of a white person to accuse an Arab of having yodeling culture. Exactly. She's a racist. It is what it is. Zendex, Shakira was hot. Yes. Understatement of the year. Zendex, you better not be Moluccan. Look, Zendex, I'm not Eurasian, so you're not my pops. Okay, shut the fuck up. I'm not Eurasian. I'm proper Southeast Asian. Okay, I'm Asian as shit. I don't have a nose bridge. I have thick lips, dick-sucking lips, and I have small eyes. I'm Asian as shit, people. No Europe in me, ever. Miko, she's mocking what she has an ass song like Espresso. What's good, Jasmine Carasa? I didn't even know who Sabrina Carpenter is. Ray, she was on stage trying to... No, Ray, she's racist. Okay, it's not that deep. I know a racist when I see one. Right? When I see her walking down the street, I'm crossing the street. I might get in trouble. Okay? The scariest sight, a racist white girl. The scariest sight.
I apologized, which was nice, but like her innate reaction was like, I don't like it. Like that'll hurt me forever. Especially because there's a gruta, it's uttered in moments of celebration. So it's even like when we're praising someone, people are like, call the police. You know, like, I find this absolutely disgusting and I will only forgive her if she marries me. So we can have an Arabic wedding and do lots of zagrutas. And my friend's like, you don't even know any of her songs. And I'm like, please, 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 don't prove me right. I just find find it very relevant in the context of everything that's going on. Sabrina Carpenter is an American pop icon, and we're in an age where there's all of these things going on.
No, Ray, you're not agreeing with me. You're Italian. Italians are always disagreeing with you. Even when they're agreeing with you, they're disagreeing with you. Okay, Ray? Them's the rules. I don't make the rules. Shakira had a foot song politics. What's going on here? It's mad in the dunya. She has a foot song. Politics. She looks great. She sounds okay. Awful person. Wait, you know her personally? Well, she looks like that. She sounds like that. She gets to be a fucking asshole. Okay? Right? In brackets, white girls when a person of color is expressing joy in their vicinity. Exactly. That's why when I see a white girl, I cross the street. Right? I don't want her to see me happy. Right? A white girl is always trying to put you down. All white girls are fucking psychos. Them's the rules.
In the Middle East that are very important to what are happening here, but people have no clue. Specifically, the Levant is the cradle of civilization. Agriculture started around there. A lot of our culture comes from there. America basically lives on hummus now. Hummus comes from there. Religion comes from there. Jesus Christ is from there. And he was also a carpenter.
Yeah, he's low-key a genius, this guy. Sammy Obaid. All right, that's the end of the clavicular Sabrina Carpenter discussion, right? Right, we ended there. I'm full of gas today. I don't know why. I need to figure out, well, some nights I'm full of gas, some night I'm not. Maybe it's milk. Maybe milk gives me gas. I don't know. Ray, so true. When I was skinny, wait. What are we talking about this? People were so fucking nice to me. It made me sick. I could have called someone a wang-stained cunt and they still be on my dick. That's why I'm fat. I can't live that life. I respect it. I respect it. Chloe, uncontested. Wait, what do you mean uncontested? In bracket, Shakira stole that song from an African band. What, the Hips Don't Lie song? Really? Toivo coffee. I did not take coffee. Okay? I'm drinking green tea. Ray, how hot people. Sabrina Carpenter is not hot though. She just looks like a, I don't know. She's very small too. Okay, she's not bad looking. I'm not gonna lie. She's not bad looking. But she does look like she will report you to the cops. She does look like that. Stay away. Stay away. Right? She looks like a racist. Waka waka eh. Oh, the FIFA World Cup song. Have you guys heard the new FIFA World Cup song? In brackets, as a non-Southeast Asian, in quotations, right? I have so many enzymes to digest lactose with that is basically unlimited. Yeah, you whiteies, crackers. What do you call it when you can't drink milk? Wait, what do you call it when you can't drink milk? Hyper enzyme. What do you call it? Lactose intolerance. Chloe got the lactose intolerant. Yeah. Lactose intolerant is like I believe in the conspiracy theory that lactose intolerant was inflicted on the Southeast Asians and Asians. It's like some form of Asian genocide, lactose intolerant. You're trying to, this is why Asians have the best plumbing. Although I've heard China has fuck-ass plumbing. China does not have good plumbing. That's what I heard. Because China is still a developing nation. They've got some kinks to work out. They've got really bad plumbing. But Southeast Asia got good plumbing because of lactose intolerance. Right? We have no choice but to have good plumbing. We don't shit all over the place like the Chinese people in mainland China. But they're a developing nation, so it's fine. Zendex, I'm white and lactose intolerant. Well, that's a L. Don't blame us. Lactose divergence. Ray, you're the same height as Sabrina Carpenter. I wouldn't call that height. Yeah. I wouldn't call that height. Right? I don't think that's height. If you're like 4'9", you can't call that height anymore. Yo, Zendex, chill. What's this Indian racism? Right? We don't do Indian racism over here. This is not a safe space for a cracker to be making racist Indian jokes. Right? This is not a safe space for a cracker in general. In brackets, Islam did not make its way deep into China and it doesn't have good plumbing. No, China does not have good plumbing. Not yet. Okay, they're working the kinks out. They're a developing nation, right? In brackets. But maybe Xinjiang has good plumbing. I don't know. I've never been. But I got Chinese friends who go to China. They say it doesn't have good plumbing yet. But it's better than back in the day. You know, back in the day, they used to have those toilets with no stalls, just a hole in the ground, and then like a ditch. Yo, China used to have some wild toilets, big toilets. Yeah, those are no more. Especially in the cities, they've definitely developed the city. Zendex, you can shit on me all you want. I don't want to, I don't want to shit on you. I can't even shit on you. You're 6'6", right? You're 6'6". I'm 6'1" maximum. I'm 6'1" maximum. I'm like the same height as Mitch. You don't even know who Mitch is. But you better start knowing. Right? By next week, if you don't know who Mitch is, you are banished, my friend. Join Discord. In brackets, you're a 10 in my eyes. Yeah. Outhouse. Toivo. What do you mean outhouse? Miko, my father would go to China, but he never went after 2020. COVID, right? That's a COVID joke, right? Ray, you're 1 centimeter shorter than Sabrina. That's crazy. That's wild. You should be Miggy Maya. I'm as tall as Mitch. Don't know who Mitch is. You misspell his name.
That's your culture, is yodeling?
The most expensive part of this war is
The craziest part about all of this is that Americans will go right back to voting Republican when this is all over, says this person. Can I say something about this without everybody getting mad? American voters in the modern era treat the Republican presidents as the default. All else being equal, that's who runs the country. If there's some sort of weird crisis or something, then they will put in a Democrat, almost as if they are punishing.
Toivo, shut the fuck up. I'm Asian. I know what an outhouse is. I hate outhouses. Okay? Fucking hate outhouses. Right? I have a hometown in a village. One of my hometown is in civilization, in a brick house. My other hometown is in a village. It has an outhouse. I do not like outhouses. Imagine you wake up at 1 a.m. You're in the middle of a fucking village. Right? And you got to walk out the house to go to the toilet. You open the door, there's like 10 frogs hanging around the hole in the ground. Right? Yeah, I'm not a village boy. Like, I'll be real, I'm a town boy. I'm not a village boy. I never liked when I gotta sleep in the village. I always hated it. I'm a city boy. Okay? Yeah, no villages for me. Look, this TikTok is gonna be annoying. Okay? So you better brace yourselves.
The Republican. This has been true at least all through my lifetime. I'm going to explain how it works, but again, you have to promise not to shoot the messenger. I am not the one who made this happen. I'm just telling you about it. So, for example, in my youth, I grew up under 12 straight years of Republican presidents. Ronald Reagan.
Wait a minute. Kate, my friend told me a story about when she was a kid and she fell into an outhouse pit toilet. Okay, I need to know what happens next now. Okay?
And then George Bush Sr. But in 1992, there was a massive recession. And I watched the voters say, okay, Republicans, you go into timeout, you go stand in the corner. Bill Clinton, you're in office now. He was president for 8 years. During that time, there were no big wars or depressions. So you might think that...
Yeah, really? There were no big wars? He had to say big wars because they were wars. Bill Clinton was fucking up some Iraqis. White people always got to act like Democrats are nicey-nicey. Get the fuck out of here. Not to mention he had a Mossad. Not to mention this motherfucker is the biggest PDF file in the country and had a Mossad honeypot on his dick. Right? White people always go to whitewash the Democrats. Get the fuck out of here. I was alive. I was alive when Bill Clinton was president. I remember that shit. He was killing West Asians. Get the fuck out of here, whitey. Get the fuck out of here, cracker.
But in 1992, there was a massive recession. And I watched the voters say, okay, Republicans, you go into timeout, you go stand in the corner. Bill Clinton, you're in office now. He was president for 8 years. During that time, there were no big wars or depressions. So you might think that the voters would say, okay, let's just stay the course with that. But they didn't. That's not how it works. When the voters perceive that equilibrium has been restored, then they go back to the default. That's the Republicans and George W. Bush. He served for 8 years, but then there was the 2008 financial crisis. So America says, go back into timeout. Here's Barack Obama. He serves for 8 years, and once again, a casual observer might say, okay, well, why wouldn't you just stay the course with this? Why couldn't a successor in his own party say, look, I'm going to keep things normal the way they are now? Instead, Americans say, oh, things are back to normal? Okay, it's just a matter now of figuring out which Republican we're going to give it to. So you get 4 years of Trump, but in 2020, oh, we've got a pandemic, here's another crisis. The reason for this is that in the middle of the country, you have a large number of people who aren't super into politics either way. This is a group I'm just going to call the normies. And culturally, the normies tilt to the right. People get extremely angry when you point this out, but it's just factually true. You can look at everything from polls to how they vote to how they live their lives. For example, statistically, overwhelmingly, they drive cars, and these days most of them drive.
This guy is an idiot, people. I'm writing a comment. I'm writing a hate comment. Right? I'm writing a hate comment. This guy is a fucking idiot. I wrote a hate comment. Fuck it.
When people died from flooding in China, that number was added to the death toll of communism. But when people die from poverty in the West, that's just because they didn't work hard enough. This myth of 100 million came from the Black Book of Communism, where they attributed every death within a communist state's existence to communism itself. a book with no empirical data that has not only been debunked by capitalist scholars, but by the co-authors themselves, where the causes of death are so broad you can't possibly blame them on a system. One of the most absurd inclusions is the hypothetical number of people that could have been conceived had women not joined the workforce. People that never even existed are included in a death toll? And the most outrageous inclusion is counting both the Soviets who died fighting Nazis.
What happened to Kate's friend? What happened to Kate's friend? What's good, Dauber Sanchez? What are you talking about? Yeah, in brackets, he's an idiot. Yeah, I call him an idiot in the comments. Kate from her dad had to save her. She was how wait, I'm trying to think of how small was your friend? That's crazy. To fall into a toilet, into a hole, hole in the ground kind of toilet. That's crazy. Was she covered in shit? My worst, I tell this story sometimes. My worst experience with the hole in the ground toilet was like something that looked like a snake. Right? Okay. Something that looked like a snake just showed up. Right? Hi. And I'm like, holy fuck. I'm not taking a shit now. I stood up. I'm like, is this happening? And then, okay, so the plumbing, I was in public boarding school, okay? I was in a government boarding school. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Not the best facilities. So there's a pipe that goes outside the building. The toilet is at the corner of the building. There's a pipe that goes outside. So I went outside and I saw that it was the lizard went out of the pipe. So it wasn't a snake. That scared the shit out of me. It was just a lizard. It didn't do shit. It was just popping the head, saying hi, and that's about it. That's the scariest shit ever, people. Yeah, it was a lizard. It wasn't a snake. Thankfully, it was a lizard. Although a lizard, lizards, if they bite you, is fucked up. But then again, lizards are generally harmless. Nah. This is why I'll never want to go Australia. This is why I never want to go Australia. Not the Spideys. Zendex, my father was a war criminal. What? Really? Your pops was Graham Platner? That's crazy. In brackets, did you make friends with Romanians? No. I didn't even know Romanians exist. What's up with, what? Is this a snake joke?
And the Nazi soldiers themselves who were killed. Like, sure, Nazis were victims of communism, but that's a good thing? Any good Marxist-Leninist will admit that there were real mistakes, some with tragic consequences. But that doesn't mean we're going to accept outright lies about the people who were trying to make the world better. And whether or not you agree with communism, both the Soviet Union and China went from impoverished societies to global superpowers in just decades, without centuries of colonialism or slavery to help them get there. But if we do grant the 100 million just for argument's sake, then let's apply the same logic to capitalism. And if we did that, we would have to include every death from preventable diseases, every person who dies because they can't afford healthcare or housing, every death from hunger in a world that produces more than enough food, every single person that died from slavery, from colonization. The countless genocides of indigenous peoples alone surpasses 100 million deaths easily. And we haven't even mentioned any of the wars yet. Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Palestine, both world wars, and 2 atomic bombs, all due to capitalism.
Wait. So capitalists don't count those. Colonial horrors, wars, they only count genocide, huh? I see you, capitalists. Nah. Yo, Toivo, this is not Hakeem video. Hakeem got it from a book, okay? So did she. Right, Toivo? Stop thinking Hakeem is the only commie in the world. Hakeem is for 16-year-olds.
If I listed everything, you would be watching this video for weeks, because capitalism has always been a system that sustains itself on human suffering. History.
Okay.
When I saw in the middle of the Gaza genocide the 200 anonymous names from BBC journalists saying that they disagreed with the coverage, there wasn't one actual name put to that letter. Look, I get it. It's tough out there. Yeah, journalism jobs are tough, but integrity is priceless. You are complicit in selling this. There's a reason why halfway through the genocide, half of Americans didn't know if more Israelis died than Palestinians. That's intentional. That's the media doing that. I would not be able to work in these institutions if I was putting out dehumanizing propaganda of Palestinians. I just simply wouldn't be able to. I can't. And so my question is how? How and why and what will it take? Because for me, it didn't take much to feel like a hypocrite. So what's your excuse?
Yeah, I don't know what she was saying because I was just looking at her face. Toivo Hakeem. Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about Hakeem. What the fuck is a Hakeem?
Hello.
It is Hakeem. Holy fuck. Hakeem got it from a book, Toivo. So did she. And I've already watched that video, by the way. Okay, Toivo? You're not the only motherfucker who watches Hakeem. You can't even spell Hakeem. Right? Zendex. My father was Jan Peterson Cohen. Do you really want to do this? Do you want me to Google this name? Do you really want to do this? Jan Peterson Cohen. This was your pops. How old are you? Your pops ugly as hell. I did not know this facial structure existed. Holy fuck. Right? Nah. There's gotta be some kind of inbred facial structure. It's crazy. It's mad in the dunya, people. How does the skeleton move like that? How is the skeleton shaped like that? Right? You're shaped like a weapon. That's crazy. I can't do this tonight. I can't do Dutch people tonight. Nah, not tonight. That's crazy.
Can't invade. I mean, the IDF sucks. They're not very good at what they do. They get killed when they face competent fighters. They got that crap beat out of them in Gaza. Hamas didn't roll over. Yeah, Hamas got pummeled because, it takes a lot of courage to fly an airplane over undefended airspace and drop bombs on women and children and other people. So no, Israel sucks. When it comes to actual fighting, closing with and destroying the enemy through firepower maneuver, the Israelis aren't very good at it at all. Just look at what's happening. They got the crap handed to them by Hezbollah back in the 1990s. They had to withdraw in 2000. They got the crap beat out of them in 2006. They got the crap, 2006. They get the crap beat out of them last year, getting crap beat out of them now. They're not any good. And now you want them to do what? Move close with Iran? Bring it on. The Iranians would love a chance to slaughter the Israel. This is
really, yeah. Iran? You want to fight Iranian warriors? Really?
why the Israelis are having problems, because they're mobilizing their fat, stupid, incompetent reservists who don't want to do anything. They want to be living in their air-conditioned home doing IT technology. They don't want to be out there getting dirty and fighting and killing. That's not what modern Israelis do. Can't invade. I mean,
yeah. White boy is cooking. In brackets, Peter Zun was called the butcher of Banda in the 17th century. Yo, Krav Maga was a propaganda. Everybody thinks the IDF is some kind of badass because the Krav Maga propaganda. They put Krav Maga into every Hollywood movie. Not Krav Maga, the martial art, the term, Nobody even knows what Krav Maga is. It's probably shit. That's why you don't see it in UFC. It's probably shit. Right? You really want to fight a bunch of orphans, their whole family tree died. You really want to fight those people on the ground. This is why they're bombing. This is why they're pushing a button. Yeah. That's how they fight. They just push a button, they kill a bunch of babies. Fucking cowards. Right? Fuck out of here. Brackets. Exactly. Krav Maga isn't in UFC. It only works on women and children. The most fuck-ass martial arts in the world.
So did you know that a genocidal IDF soldier is a star, a long-time star in fact, of an extremely popular television series that you very well might watch? It's true. And you might have already heard of that before. If you probably already know precisely what I'm talking about, right? It's pretty obvious. This genocidal IDF soldier used to talk like openly about the crimes that he committed as if it was like the most normal thing in the world. And this happened before he was contracted for his latest gig that really shot him to fame. So in the hit television show, or I guess it's an Amazon.
Yes, why is Bad Empanada dressed like a Gen Z woman? Can someone tell me? Why is he always dressed like a Gen Z lady? You know, Gen Z ladies, they either dress like in pajama, in like these sweaters, granny sweaters, or they dress, you know, in all black. He's always dressed in granny sweaters like a Gen Z lady. Lady? Right.
Amazon Prize. I guess it's technically streaming. The Boys, which everything I've seen about it seems absolutely horrible. Like, I would say it's the worst, least subtle, most consistently unfunny attempt at political satire I've ever seen in my life. There is a French character who's literally called Frenchie, and for some reason, he's played by an unknown Israeli actor they got for this role. And I believe it's on its 4th or 5th season now, and it's like shot this guy into superstardom. And people know that he's an Israeli who was in the IDF and have talked about it a lot. But this account on Twitter, I Really Hate You, found an article in the Israeli media, an interview with the Ynet's Israeli news outlet from 2016 with this actor. Now, it said that every time you translate Hebrew to another language, you uncover another page, a lost page of Mein Kampf. And basically, this is one of those occasions. Like, if you look through the Hebrew media, you find like all the things that the Israelis don't want to talk about openly in other languages because it's bad for them, but they talk about openly among themselves. And this right here is an interview with Tomer Capone, the Israeli actor currently making millions of dollars a year and being shot to international superstardom by this series The Boys, which, by the way, has never mentioned Israel. That's kind of weird, isn't it, right? Like, it's this show that's like a parody of America, like a parody of like American patriotism, of like American like jingoism, all that sort of thing. And it doesn't mention Israel. In a real parody, they would be mentioning Israel. Every single character would be pledging their allegiance to Israel every 2 minutes. Like the main character, he wouldn't be wearing an American flag suit. He'd be wearing an American flag and Israeli flag suit. The very fact that's not the case shows there's something weird going on here, right? But yeah, so what exactly have they been hiding from us? What have they been hiding from us in Hebrew about Tomer Capone? Well, let's hit translate and find out. The magic button, automatic AI translation that's near instantaneous, is the worst thing to ever happen to Israel. Here is what Tomer Capone said about his time in the military. I joined in 2004. I was a battalion fighter and also a commander of young soldiers. It was an amazing feeling of me and my friends fighting an Indian tribe. And the rest was complicated, says the interviewer. Yes, he says. For example, many arrests of wanted people go out. We went out to stop at Nablus once. Nablus is a Palestinian city in the occupied West Bank. That means this guy was literally an occupying genocidal soldier in the West Bank. Not just a secretary, as Hila Klein once said, not that that would be any better. As a soldier, you just know that the arrested person, he says here, you just know she's wanted, as in the person they arrested. You're a pipe that's moving her to the Shin Bet. That's like the Israeli version of the FBI, the Israeli internal investigative / intelligence service. I remember myself very imperfid, well, that's not a good translation, not thinking too much about emotional matters. In the middle of the night, you enter a family's house. You're not aggressive, but the family doesn't let their 18-year-old daughter go easily, and you start a fight. Oh my God. You know, I was just kidnapping this family's 18-year-old daughter from their house in their own territory that I'm illegally occupying. I'm illegally kidnapping her. I can't believe they're angry at us. Urgency, curses. We rip her out and drive. We take her out of the car. She's with a zip tie and I grab her in the arms and she's not struggling but letting go of my grip, signaling me to give her a hand more delicately. Her eyes are covered. I bring her into a room, put her in, and I see 8 more girls who look pretty much the same. And you're closing the door in your face. And you close the door in your face. It was at the end of the service and suddenly something happened to me. And then he starts talking about how sad he felt about all the women he kidnapped and raped.
Wait. What? Holy fuck. This is crazy. In brackets, it's a shame they couldn't cast a French person to play a French guy. Yeah, it's a shame, right? In quotations. Also, what's the difference? Same accent. Yo, politics. I can knit his sweater. Why are you gay? Politics. Why are you gay?
And people he murdered and all that sort of thing, of course. Classic shooting and crying Israeli bullshit. He described of his time in the IDF. You were a security guard and all people come to you and shout to you Nazi when you're in uniform. After that, you serve in Nablus and stand at the Hawara checkpoint. You don't let a dad pass with his sick child, and you don't let them go to the hospital because you're not allowed to let anyone pass. The next day, someone stops and a gun is found in his glove box. You and your friends blow him up, he said. Okay, he blew a guy up because he had a gun in his glove box. It literally says blow him up. He also admits that he would stop trucks at the checkpoint and just steal produce from them. Like right here, he says, someone is transporting fruit, so you disassemble the entire truck and destroy all the watermelons for him, just as a joke. Or you steal from him a bag of fruit without him even knowing and tell him, go on, go, just because you've been there for hours and you feel like you're dying. And yeah, he uses, I don't know, maybe it's a Hebrew translation thing, but he does use second-person pronouns when talking about things that he did. Half the article's about how he went to India and Thailand and did drugs. And the other half is about how he kidnapped teenage girls from their family and murdered Palestinians at illegal Israeli checkpoints in the West Bank. And this guy is a 5-season-long veteran of a show that does not deserve to be as popular as it is, but nonetheless is very popular. I mean, there's zero interrogation about this even after the Gaza genocide. People bring it up that he was an IDF soldier occasionally. I don't think anyone really understands precisely what that entails, though, given how little of a fuss and a stink is made of it. Because, my God. Oh my God, his butt. Tomer Capone in The Boys Season 4. Oh my God, his butt. His butt. Yeah, just look at his butt, I guess. Who cares what he did to that 18-year-old Palestinian girl who he kidnapped? Or the guy who he blew up because he had a pistol in his glove box. Literally, he said he blew him up. Or the Palestinian truck driver just trying to get through with his fruit, with his produce to sell it, who had it all destroyed and stolen by him and his friends as he occupied their land, illegally occupied even under the fucking liberal international law controlled by the USA. Who cares about any of that? Oh my God, his butt. There is no justice in this world, and the fact that this guy is famous and starring for 5 seasons without any inconvenience to him or the show, or any of his employers or anything, in one of the biggest shows in the world right now, it does not speak to us being at all in a good political moment, regardless of how much it might seem to us that the tides have turned as a result of the Gaza genocide.
Yeah, this is crazy. Good thing I really got bored of The Boys. It's a good thing. I really got bored of The Boys. It's crazy how propagandized the Western world is. I think I got a video about that. Let me see. Let me see if I got a video about that.
Has said much about the American. In recent years, the Soviet media has said much about the American way of life, and its portrait of America is a dark one. The U.S. economy, as described by the Soviet media, is being driven by raging militarism. Defense spending is reported to be the cause of unemployment in civilian industries, and also the cause of the huge federal deficit. The Soviet Defense Ministry newspaper Red Star says that American young people are receiving militarist brainwashing. from films like Rambo. Also included as malicious and distorted are Telephone, a film about a KGB assassin on the job in the U.S., and Red Dawn, which depicts an invasion of Colorado by Cuban and Soviet troops. That same paper also said that President Reagan has personally participated in this brainwashing by calling on American youngsters to model themselves after John Wayne. Such attacks are a part of a more general assault by the Soviet media, which blames the U.S. for the arms race and says that Washington follows a policy of state terrorism and international banditry. And Pravda says that the U.S. arms policy is a mixture of falsity, hypocrisy, and cynicism. On
That's so real.
Racial and social problems, the United States is depicted as a country plagued by discrimination, where the situation is getting worse rather than better. According to Moscow television, so-called civil rights are a fiction. Racism and racial discrimination continue to be the shame of present-day America, with white racists stepping up their activity. The Soviet media portrays the U.S. political system as an oligarchy, ruled by big capitalists who control the impoverished masses. Moscow radio said recently that the American public has been lulled by the demagoguery of politicos whose services have been bought by capital. According to Moscow radio,
is this guy doing Soviet propaganda? Or is he trying to report it as if it's something ridiculous, even though everything said is facts?
American society is repressive. It says U.S. authorities are putting themselves in opposition to the majority of their own people. And Moscow television said that thousands of political prisoners are languishing in U.S.
Yeah, what's good, Psionic? Any vegans in the house? No, this is not a gay stream. People always mistake my stream for a gay stream. It's just not. And I'm not gayer. Okay? My name is not Treyer. Okay?
Prisons today as a result of tyranny and repression of the authorities.
That's crazy. It's crazy how factual this video is. Let me just do a tweet. You could play this video at in any era, and it will be true. Factual and relevant, because Yankees are barbarians and barbarians don't progress. They are outdated and limited, and need to be destroyed. Right? Barbarians don't progress. Zendex. Wait, what? I usually get it from some Moroccan or Somali guy in a B tier. Wait, are you getting what are you talking about here? Are you getting butt fuck in behind Central Station? Wait, what? Right? Is this what's happening to you, Zendex?
You know, when I'm promoting, you better believe everybody and their mama gonna be there. You know what I mean? It's gonna be brothers, white boys, Latinos, whatever. You know, you got niggas hanging from the rafters. You know what I'm talking about? So we got like 400 plus packed into this tiny little place.
Whoa. You got 400 people packed into a place?
You damn right I got 400. That's my job, man. And it's mostly college kids. You know, my sister goes to Temple, so I got to hook up over there.
Oh, and hookups are good. But just to be clear,
When you say your sister, do you mean your sister or your friend too? I mean my sister. Oh, okay, cool. I was just because he could mean his friend or his sister. I just wanted to be. So we're packed into this little bitty place up on Walnut, right?
You guys better pay attention because this is Zendax. This guy is Zendax right now.
We're halfway through the night, everything's going all right, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, I noticed this dude eyeballing me from across the bar. Shit. Right? And I don't know if this dude wants to freak me or fight me, you know what I'm saying?
He's giving you crazy eyes.
The insane crazy eyes, right?
I know that.
So I walk over to this guy, right? He's this big cut Mexican dude. And I look at him and I say to him, yo, ese, unless you want to get your ass torn apart, you better get that look off your face.
No.
You just walked right up to him and said that? I had to, man. You gotta make the first move. Always make the first move, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
So badass.
Well, what happened?
Well, hey, he won't stop staring me down, right? We're like eyeball to eyeball. His grill is right up in mine. It feels like an eternity, son, right? Finally, he just opens up his mouth and says, I guess you're gonna have to tear my ass apart, Holmes.
Oh man, well, so what'd you do?
Took him to the back alley, and I tore his ass apart!
Oh my God.
That's Zendax. I tore his ass apart. That's you, Zendax. You're getting your ass torn apart by some Moroccans. Yo.
So what'd you do?
Took him to the back alley, and I tore his ass apart!
Oh my God.
Zendax. You wallet. It is Zendax. That's you. Yo. Right.
Have you heard about the regime and how it's bad? What is this word regime, right? Everyone uses the term regime in the West to basically like point to their designated enemy countries. Good countries have governments. Bad countries have regimes. That's the way that these terms are used. Like this term, which definitionally is actually pretty neutral, right? Like a regime in this sentiment is like just a system of government. Every country has a regime. Hell, your local council has a regime. It's just like a term for like the system that a country, a government or whatever is under. Like in my house, I have a regime of how I do things, of how I manage things. There's not anything that's like innately negative about the term, but the way it's used in the West by default implies that there is, to the point that if you look at the definition of regime now in the dictionary, the number one top result is a government, especially an authoritarian one. The regime is bad. If there's a regime, it's bad. If there's a government, it's good. Those are the rules. And I wanted to talk about this word and the way that it's used because there was recently a post by Owen Jones that demonstrates the idiocy of this better than anything I've ever seen in my life. Now, Owen Jones is someone who engaged in this sort of like parodying of like the most generic Western imperialist rhetoric because he's an opportunist. He's a rank opportunist. Never trust Owen Jones, okay? He does everything for his own purposes. He's someone who wants to appear as left-wing as he can reasonably get away with while still being mainstream media adjacent. Because he likes the fame, he likes the money, you know, all that sort of thing. Because he's an employee of The Guardian. He's a Guardian columnist. And he posted a tweet about his usage of the word regime that basically is just completely circular logic. Meaning that like a regime is bad because regime means bad. So you use the term regime when a government is bad, okay? So someone replied to Owen Jones saying this: you should stop using the term regime used by US imperialism and corporate media to delegitimize states that don't bend the knee to imperialism. The US and the Zionist regime use it against Iran to justify sanctions and wars of aggression.
Yeah, Sami Ramadani, good try, but most of these people, most of these liberals and leftists are CIA brained. They either CIA brained or they are literally controlled by the CIA. They're in a WhatsApp group and the CIA tells them, I need you guys to refer to the Iranians as a brutal regime, and everybody uses the same terms. Comrade N, I love how much BE hates Owen Jones. Yeah, Owen Jones is yeah, he's a fucking cunt. Okay? Right?
That's true, they do. So what did Owen Jones reply to this? Let's check it out. pointless having this conversation with you, but you just want me to lie. Obviously, the Islamic Republic is a regime. It has an unelected head of state with sweeping powers alongside the IRGC. Candidates in the elected aspect have to be vetted. How is that not a regime? You know it is. You just want to lie for political purposes, and it doesn't work because people aren't stupid. Blah, blah, blah. The rest of this is like irrelevant to the point that we're making here. How is it not a regime? Like, he didn't actually define what regime is, because the way that the word regime is just government I don't like. There's like an implication that there's something wrong with it, that its people hate it, and thus imperialist action against it is warranted. It's just like, obviously the regime is a regime. It's just a regime. There is a governmental system that I don't like, therefore it's a regime, and I'm going to call it a regime. That's as far as this logic goes. Like, the USA is not a regime.
It's a CIA talking point. Okay? To refer to the country that the Yankees want to invade as a regime. It's literally just a CIA talking point.
Somehow, the UK isn't a regime. The only countries that are regimes just happen to be countries that are all like the targets of those countries' imperialism. Isn't that curious? Like, the term government versus regime, you know, using one or the other is a choice, right? Because even if we take all of this at face value and we accept that Iran has an unelected head of state, blah, 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 for one, I don't accept that that's a worse system of government. Look at China, if you want an example, for how countries that are clearly authoritarian, clearly not democratic at the top level, they are quite democratic in terms of actual policy, in terms of people being able to exhibit pressure on the government to...
Yeah, that's the difference between a democracy and a socialist system. A socialist system might have the same figurehead for like decades. However, the people actually have more power because there's multiple democracies within the system. The workers have more power because they can actually vote for change within the system. Meanwhile, a Western democracy is people get to vote every 4 years for an illusion of change. Every 4 years. Otherwise, you're stuck in your job. You can't do shit, right? If you're being oppressed by your employer, you can't do shit. You just have to take it, right? Right? Tore his ass apart. You just gotta take it. You can't do shit. There's no real democracy in democracy. You just get to vote every 4 years, and you think you did a thing when you did actually nothing. You just move from a mass murderer to another mass murderer. You go from voting for the mass murderer, for the regular mass murderer, to the spicy mass murderer. It doesn't make a difference, right? What's good, Joseph Frost? Godzilla McGee, electronic intifada beef with Owen Jones goes back. Anybody who beefs with, for example, like Ali Abu Nima, anybody who beefs with him, yeah, that's a CIA plant. Mehdi Hasan, Owen Jones, CIA. The fuck out of here. It's that simple. I have no illusions. Hidden Iron, government I don't like. Yeah, they use regime because it sounds bad. It doesn't mean, it means something pretty normy. It sounds bad. CIA terms. What's good, Mary Jane? Godzilla McGee, Asa Winston Lee wrote an article in March 2022 called How Owen Jones Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Zionism. Yeah, Owen Jones is CIA, okay? Or like, what's the British MI6? It's not that deep, people. Generally, it's not that deep. The answer, the criminal is right next to you. The answer is, there's no need to do mental gymnastics. These people are controlled by the empire. They're in a WhatsApp group. The empire tells them what to say. That's why they keep using the same terms every single time. At Klim Kim Tab, Richard Medhurst and Rania Khalik roasted Owen Jones and Vash long ago. Yup. Kate from Da. If I get too into MK Ultra and CIA brainwashing, I start tipping a little bit into psychosis. Yeah, that's what they want you to feel. They created the term conspiracy theory. They want you to feel like you're crazy, but everything you believe in turns out to be true. Even that crazy motherfucker, what's his name? What's his name? The other Jones, Alex Jones, unrelated to Owen Jones, allegedly. Even he got some things right. Right? Yeah, regime does not have, that's true, Psionic. It does not have a bad connotation. It just sounds bad. Right?
Implement policy, but in terms of who is the representatives, who's like in charge, no, they're obviously undemocratic, they're obviously authoritarian, but I feel like democratic can mean different things here, obviously, because otherwise, why does the Chinese government policy represent public opinion so much better than Western democratic governments do? That's something that you should probably think about. But nonetheless, let's get back to the point. You know, I was going on a tangent there. But let's say that everything that he said here is true. It does have an unelected head of state, blah, blah, blah. All that sort of thing is true. How does that make it a regime? Regime, as the normal dictionary definition meant before it was redefined to go in line with how the term is used by American imperialism, a system or ordered way of doing things. Every country has those, okay? But there's also other words that you can use, right? Like the term government isn't a privilege that you only give to countries that you like, right? Even if all of this were true, the Iranian government still has a government. Choosing to use the word regime is you choosing specifically to use a word that is employed specifically for Western propaganda purposes in its normal everyday usage. No one uses this term except to delegitimize a target country and its government, okay? It started with the Western imperialist countries using it against their enemies, and now people, like in a negative reaction to that, are employing it against those countries, especially like with the term Epstein regime, which is fantastic, by the way. I approve of it 100%. That's how the term is used. It basically means government I don't like, country I don't like, okay? So by choosing to use the term regime, you are aligning with Western imperialism. And why does Owen Jones choose to use this term? Well, because he's someone who's trying to have his cake and eat it too. He is like the most opportunistic of all the opportunists in the world. He wants to like always be on the like most leftward flank allowed of the Western imperialist system.
Jasmine Karasa, the head of the state of the UK, is literally a monarch, yes. Also, in a democratic country, there's no democracy. You just vote every 4 years for the same ass shit. Right? Why do these crackers think we take this shit seriously? When they say democracy, why do these crackers think we take it seriously? We're in Asia. We've seen the destruction brought upon us by democracy. Whatever the fuck that means. Why do they still take democracy seriously?
And to do that, well, it means him basically accepting all of the like Western imperialist narratives about the targets of their imperialism, including Iran, while it's literally being fucking bombed by the US, by the way, and Israel. And as a part of that, you know, he's going to spread Western imperialist propaganda against those countries, including in the very way that he addresses them. There's nothing stopping him from saying Iranian government. He chooses to say Iranian regime with all the connotations that brings. And that's basically what the term means. Now, I'm going to tell you something here. I support regimes in the way that they use that term. Regimes are good. Regimes are better. Take a look. One look at China. One look at Vietnam. Think about which country's people prefer their government more, yours or theirs. It is quite clearly possible for there to be governments that do not have representative democracy, but that still...
By the way, just a few years ago, China was the most... what's the word? I forgot the word. The most economy. Shit, people. What's the word for like Okay, Vietnam right now has the best growth, economical growth in Southeast Asia. Okay. China used to be the country with the best economical growth in the world. Maybe they are still. I'm not sure. Why is that though? Yeah, these are two countries ravaged by colonization, especially fucking Vietnam just recently. Just a few decades ago. China just a few decades ago was a shithole. Right? Pollution, homelessness, just a shithole country. Just a few decades ago. Now I don't see pollution, and because they moved to electricity, 50% electricity, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of vehicles. It's crazy. Why is that? Right? You could say they have an authoritarian government, whatever the fuck that means in the Western world. Why is that? Do you ever ask yourself why some of these countries, such as the USSR, can just lift themselves up from, like, for example, like those motherfuckers were peasants. They were peasants under a feudalistic system. How the fuck did they go from that in just a few decades to having astronauts? Right? How the fuck did the USSR go from fucking peasants to a fucking astronaut in just a few decades? Make it make sense. Right? How did China go from a shithole? I was in China a few decades ago. Right? I was in China. I don't recognize China now at all. I do not recognize China. You don't see fucking, you know. Nah, they're booming because they're organized. Okay, Xandax? They're organized. Godzilla McGee, apparently 90% of Chinese citizens own their homes nowadays. Yeah, because in China, you can't become a landlord, literally. You can't become a landlord. And that's how it's supposed to be. If you're a Muslim, you know this is right. If you're a Muslim like I, you know this is the right way, the right path. Landlords are an invention of the capitalists. In China, you can't be a landlord, right? This is why all the capitalists in China, they got the fuck out of there. They got the fuck out of there because they can't own homes and be a landlord anymore. Radish Fest. Education and nutrition are pretty good things to have.
Still, nonetheless, reflect public opinion on policy better than governments that are supposedly democratic. Because
bro, look at North Korea. They were starved by the Yankees. The Yankees starved North Koreans, and now look at North Korea. They're moving up. Kate from I work at a tourist spot, and the people that would visit from China were nice and polite, never any problems. People from Germany always suck. Look, there are Chinese people in mainland China who are not polite, okay? Especially from the more rural areas. That's just how they are, okay? They develop too fast. There are still Chinese people who shit in the streets, okay? It's not perfect and are a bit rude, but there are also, Chinese people are not a monolith, right? But then there are also Chinese people who are nice, who are friendly. China is a big ass country. There's all kinds of people. There are maybe the city Chinese who are a bit less friendly, right? It is what it is. It happens. But the Chinese people in mainland China who shit in the streets, they still exist, by the way. But yeah, I mean, Chinese people are not a monolith. There's all kinds of people. But if you look at them as a whole, they are moving up very quickly. I don't recognize China anymore, people. I don't recognize China anymore. Especially the cities. I don't recognize the cities. Looks like some sci-fi cities. When I went to China, it was a shithole. I went to Shenzhen. Holy fuck. It was crazy. I don't recognize Shenzhen anymore. Jasmine Karasa, one thing I noticed is the Chinese, they don't have filters. They do not have filters. They're very blunt. And that's cool. Like, Um, if I go to a Chinese, I used to go to this Chinese massage parlor, right? They had a bunch of uncles that look like kung fu fighters that can break your that can crack your back with their thumbs, right? This motherfucker's blunt as hell. I got big feet, and this motherfucker said Yao Ming, right? Just cause I got large feet. They were like Yao Ming. They don't have filters. And because, and also some of these Chinese people from mainland, they look Southeast Asian, right? They're a bit tan, they're a bit brown, so they think I'm Chinese. Malaysian Chinese know I'm not Chinese because, Malaysian Chinese are white skin. But these mainland Chinese, they're like, are you China boy? Are you China boy? They go wild, people. They don't have filters, right? Wait, where were we? Why are we talking about?
Representative democracy isn't actually democratic. You're not voting for policy, you're voting for people. And those people don't actually have to do what they say they will once they're in office. Or they can be prevented or whatever. Having a supposedly authoritarian government that is more or less aligned with what you want can be way better than having an incredibly inefficient, supposedly democratic representative government. And China and Vietnam prove that more than anything. Like if you look at polls for like how satisfied people are with their government, studies into like government responsiveness, stuff like that, like how well the government responds to public opinion on certain policy issues, the government of China and Vietnam are better than basically any other government in the world. So what does democracy mean? Does democracy just
Look, governments like China and Vietnam, they will improve themselves, okay? But democratic government will not improve themselves because what are you going to do about it? You voted for them, now they have 5 years. You can't say shit for 5 years. What are you going to do about it? Right? They're only going to start doing shit about 6 months before the election. I live in a democratic country. I know what it means. They're only going to do shit 6 months before election. You voted for them, they got 5 years. What are you going to do? Right? They can do whatever the fuck they want for those 4 years or 3 years and a half. Right? And these motherfuckers are all buddy-waddies with each other. These opposing teams, they're all friends. They just pretend it's a pantomime.
I mean you get to vote once every 5 years for someone who, or 4 years or whatever, for someone who once they're in office you have no power over, who might have made promises, but that those promises rarely ever actually come to fruition in any country in the world? Is that really better? Is that really more efficient? Does that really work to get you what you want more than, say, having a government that you don't get to vote for, the individuals who are a part of it, sure, but that has demonstrated time and time again through its actions that it really does care quite a bit about public perceptions and thus is pressured to take meaningful policy action way more than supposedly democratic governments in the West are. Because when a country implements policies that better represent the democratic will of their people than countries where people actually do get to vote for individual representatives, then I would say the first option is significantly more democratic than the second. Because in actual material reality, in material fact, in what actually ends up happening, what actually ends up getting implemented, they represent what their people, the majority of their people want, more than liberal democracies. And if that's not democracy, then what is? But aside from that rant, yeah, the term regime is obviously loaded. Like, it's fine in certain contexts. Like if I was to say, like, the Iranian regime will not fall. If I'm saying that to mean the Iranian governmental system isn't going to be changing anytime soon, that makes sense, right? Because that's a normal usage of the term regime. But if I'm saying that in a negative sense to mean that I don't like the Iranian government, that's the Western imperialist way of saying it, right? The US government has a regime too, right? And if there was some fundamental systemic change to that, you could say the regime has been changed. That's what the term means. But when people use the term regime, it's just government that I don't like. They don't mean in the neutral way that I'm using there. And that's the way that Owen Jones is using it. It's the way that deserves to be called out, because using it is a choice, as I said.
All right, big up. Radish Fest, Luna Oi. Yeah, I think I watched that one. They have this, they keep improving, I guess. It's still not as good as, let's say, my country, because my country had a head start, and we also get money from the empire, We get help from the empire, right? But they're improving. Some systems they have is better than us already. For example, they have a digital. They have already digitalized. One person, one record. The medical system, if I'm not mistaken. Even the UK has not digitalized, unified their whole digital system of medical system. Even the UK hasn't done that. It's hard to do in a capitalist country to digitalize stuff because that's a big contract. So everybody want a piece of the pie in a capitalist country for that big contract. So it becomes chaos. Politics. I love Luna Oy and her husband. I don't love her husband because he's white. Okay, white people can suck my dick from the back. Okay.
Israeli state, I think it's a historical abortion. And the Jewish experiment with power proved to be a disaster, a catastrophe.
I do want to show this video, though, especially since you brought up Obama. This is a video of Hillary Clinton. So going back to the bipartisan nature of the hawkery, Iran hawkery. Here's Hillary Clinton in 2007 on the campaign trail. Let's hear what she had to say.
The Iranians to know that if I'm the president, we will attack Iran. Whatever stage of development they might be in their nuclear weapons program in the next 10 years, during which they might foolishly consider launching an attack on Israel, we would be able to totally obliterate them. That's a terrible thing to say, but those people who run Iran need to understand that, because that perhaps will deter them from doing something that would be reckless, foolish, and tragic.
Yeah, which just tells you what every listener of your program already knows. The spectrum is very narrow in the ruling elite. The spectrum is very narrow. So
yeah, the chat already know, but the normies, they don't know.
Obliterate Iran.
The normies still think they're doing a thing. The Yankees, my bad, not normies. The Yankees still think they're doing a thing every time they vote.
It's not much different than sending it back to the Stone Age or destroying its civilization. It's a slightly different turn of phrase, but the image it projects is not that different. It's a narrow spectrum. And Trump was on that spectrum. Trump was on that narrow spectrum, especially if you go back and look at what was being said in
Is he accusing Trump of being on the spectrum? Autism maxing.
2003. He was in what you would call the neoconservative end of a narrow spectrum. But what was different here is, and I don't want to be repetitive, it's that Trump, you don't get the feeling that he's making many of his decisions based on the national interest. It's not as if they are against the national interest. They're not. But that's not his impulses. Now, why he agreed to do what he did today, I think those images of all those Iranians surrounding the bridges and sending in the people to kill them, I think it would have been a problem for him. Just like Lyndon Johnson, it seems that the anti-war protests, well, they did get to him. You know, the slogan, it did get to him. Hey, hey, LBJ, how many kids did you kill today? Apparently it got to him. And he apparently was, now I haven't read the most recent scholarship on the subject, but it was said, decades ago now, by Daniel Ellsberg, that the demonstrations did deter him from using nuclear weapons. And also Nixon. There was Nixon once, there were the mass mobilizations against the war in Vietnam. And Nixon said, when he was asked about them, he said, oh, I was too busy watching a football game. And there was a famous song by Pete Seeger, famous in the anti-war movement, called Last Train to Nuremberg.
Right.
And one of the lyrics went, if 500,000 mothers marched in Washington, would the president say, I was too busy watching a football game? But it turned out he wasn't too busy. It turned out he was actually, as it was depicted, he was scared of the demonstrators. Now, this is something very different, but it's the same human factor, if you want to call it. I think Trump had problems with that image. I think he had problems, not because he gives a darn about it, but it would have looked so terrible.
Yeah.
So terrible that he was desperately looking for a way to back out. I'll only say, and then I'm going to leave it off. I do think there's I don't want to sound condescending or patronizing, but there is a significant lack of historical memory. And that gap, or you might say abyss, is now being filled by right-wing pundits. Look, my view is, if Jews get blamed, guess what? They deserve a lot of blame. They do. Israeli state, I think it's a historical abortion. I don't think the Jewish experiment with power.
Wait. What does that mean? Historical abortion. Holy shit. Wait, what does that mean?
Proved to be a disaster, a catastrophe. On the other hand, not absolving Israel of any of its iniquities, not absolving Israel of any of its iniquity. We have to get the fact right.
No.
The U.S. was not committed to destroying the Iranian regime. They had sanctions on Iran since 1980.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to tell people. Do you think this is about Israel? The U.S. wants Iran.
So this notion of a naive U.S. government being tricked by Israel.
Yeah,
So,
and it's not that everyone knows that you're probably one of the.
Big up Norman Finkelstein for recognizing this. I've been trying to tell everyone this. Yo, everybody in Yankee Land is doing this propaganda. Right? Give me a minute. I gotta write this down. Everybody. It doesn't matter what your political affiliations is. Right? Left. It don't matter. They're all doing the propaganda, the CIA talking points. Israel bad. Right? USA small bean. USA Yankee just small bean. We're innocent. Israel bad. Israel drag us into this war. You know who dragged you into this war? It's not Israel. It's the fucking British. The fucking British drag you into this war, not fucking Israel. You wanted this war anyway. You outperform yourself. I think the British only told you to do, I don't know, I don't remember, okay? But you outdid yourself, right? They've been wanting control of Iran since decades ago, with or without Palestine, whether it's a Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. Obama was boasting about sanctioning Iran. Hillary Clinton talked about destroying Iran, obliterating Iran. We just saw it in 4K. It doesn't matter, right? You want Iran. This has nothing to do, Israel or no Israel, you're going to bully the shit out of Iran. Why are Yankees so fucking dumb and ignorant? Why are you so fucking dumb? This shit is in 4K, people. Right? It's so obvious. How do you not get this? How are you still spewing? It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, whether it's Hasan Piquer, right? Owen Jones, Mehdi Hasan. Wait, they're not Yanks, my bad. They're not Yanks. All these Yankees, whether it's Mike from PA, whether it's fucking, what's his name? Graham Plataner, Mamdani, whether it's fucking, what's his name? The Crystal Ball's wife, what's his name? I forgot. Whether it's that guy with the white hair, Eminem, white hair, whether it's that guy, they're all spewing the same CIA talking point. Israel bad, Israel bad. Every day, Israel bad, Israel bad, Israel bad. Nah. Israel or no Israel, you're going to keep bullying Iran. Because you want Iran. You want control of the West Asia. Right? This is why you like Israel. This is why you will never decouple from Israel, because Israel is dependable. As your ally in West Asia, you need control of every region on earth. Okay? Israel does not have 800 foreign military bases. You do. The U.S. empire does. The U.S. empire is not a small, being innocent, nicey. No. Get the fuck out of here. The fuck out of there. Kyle Kulinski, that's the motherfucker name. No, he meant historical abortion. I don't know what it means, okay? Marcos, I don't know what it means.
Most prolific critics of Israel. So it's, as you just said, it's not about exonerating Israel or letting Israel off the hook or whitewashing their genocide. It's just that if we want to understand, not to sound corny, but if we want to understand how to stop this, we do have to understand where it comes from. And if you think it's just is
No, at Klim Kim Top, it is a CIA talking point. It's not Israel bad that's the CIA talking point. It's that Israel is the bad. That Israel is dragging US into this war. Nah, it was the British that dragged you into bullying Iran. Israel is dragging us into this. We don't need to do this. No, you need to do this. It's in your nature to be barbaric and to be controlling of every region on earth. Right? Radish Fest. Exactly. The CIA absolutely wants to move blame off the Yankees. I'm talking about CIA, not the Mossad. Right? If for some reason it's true that Israel is in control of the US empire, it really does not matter. Israelis are mostly Americans anyway. Netanyahu is from Brooklyn anyway. That's not, that's on you. How do you get controlled by your own pubic hair? Right? How does your pubic hair somehow gains control of the whole body? That's on you for being weak. Right? But at the end of the day, the problem is still the US empire. Israel is just a symptom. Without the US empire, Israel cannot live. Without the body, there will be no pubic hair. You get me? It's one empire. Exactly. This is what people don't understand. Right? This is what people don't understand. It's one empire. Stop trying to shift the blame on Israel. You are Israel. Israel is a part of the US empire. You're a pubic hair. Right? This is what people don't understand. I'm trying to make people wake the fuck up. The US empire is the problem. Israel is a symptom. Japan is a symptom. Right? It's the primary tumor. Yeah. No, inshallah. You're trying to take this shit away from the crackers. Right? I don't know why you're trying to shift the blame from crackers. It wasn't Israel that dragged USA into Iran. It was the British. It was the crackers that dragged the crackers into Iran. It was the British that allowed Israel to exist. Okay? It was the British. It was the crackers. So if somehow Israel is in control of the empire, that's on you. You're still the same US empire. That's on you. How do you let the pubic hair gain control of the body? Also, Israelis are mostly Europeans anyway. And you're European. Right? It is what it is. Godzilla McGee, Israel will probably be fucking screwed if the US drop all support for it. Yeah, exactly. Look, I understand, inshallah, you believe in this theory, right? That the world is controlled by the Jewish people. Nah, I don't believe in it. I believe crackers also control the world. Not just, not just a small group of minority people. Stop taking, control away from the crackers. I believe the crackers are also in control, but the crackers, They have conditioned you into believing that we're just innocent crackers. You know, we're not. It's the Jews that are in control of us. We're nothing. This is how they rule over you. This is how they rule over you. They trick you into thinking that they're innocent. We're just nicey little people, small beings. It's the Jewish people who are controlling us. Right? Don't take the blame away from crackers. Right? If somehow the Jewish people have gained control over the crackers, that's on the crackers. Why are you so weak? That's not my problem. Right? You bullied them and now they are in control of you. Well, serves you right. Crackers, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are you talking about, Zendex? Benchong is a slur, by the way. This motherfucker dropping slurs and shit. Motherfucker dropping slurs. Nah, the crackers, they like to do this. They like you to think that they're not in control. This is why in every level, every spectrum of the political equation in the US, every spectrum, they do the same talking point. Israel dragged us into this war. Israel dragged us into every Yankee. Every fucking Yankee is doing this talking point. Israel dragged us into this war. Israel dragged us into this war. It's almost as if we don't know history. I'm not even, I'm not well read, but at least I know history. I remember why you want Iran. Right? You could remove Israel from the equation right now. These motherfuckers will still be bombing Iran and sanctioning Iran. They will sanction Iran with or without Israel. What's good, Heidenberg? I don't like how those Americans leave to travel the world and they pretend they don't know or that it's not their fault. Yeah, they like to act innocent. I know crackers. Right? We have enough moits in the Discord. I know crackers, okay? They like to pretend innocent. Yeah, join Discord, people. Anyway, I mean, even Norm Finkelstein has said it. And Norm Finkelstein is the biggest Israeli hater. Talking about player hater number one of Israel is Norm Finkelstein. Even he admits it. Right? What's good, Suds?
Israel colonizing the American mind. And also, if you don't think that there's a Christian Zionist streak to it, you're just not understanding like how it all works. So,
yeah, and I think it's going to be, unfortunate that the Tucker Carlsons and the Candace Owens and the Nick Fuentes, that all of their stock is going to go through the ceiling. They were right on this point, but the problem is, as you know, it's not disaggregated. It's not like they were right on this but wrong on that. Well, it's going to be, they were prophets, right. Prophets. Yeah, right. They predicted everything right, and it's going to be a disaster.
Well, you were on Candace Owens' show, so you should convince her to have you back on, and you can explain to her.
None of them have wanted me on.
But Candace Owens had you on.
You had me on once.
You have to tell her that Jews were not the disproportionate.
Unfortunately, I have to be careful about my language, because I don't need to make gratuitous enemies. The enemies I made them very conscious that there were significant issues at stake. I think there is let's call it a significant.
Okay. I gotta get to clothesline, Sneeko. Sneeko getting clothesline. But no, I gotta get to Professor. I don't have a lot of time left. I'm not dying. I just gotta go to work and shit. Marandi owning Mehdi Hasan.
Might does not make right. As I learned from school, children know this. We are in the right. Your regime, your government, the American regime, they supported the Holocaust in Gaza, the ongoing Holocaust in Gaza. We stood against
the point I would make.
No matter how.
Let me respond.
No matter how you try to frame it and pretend that we killed in Iran tens of thousands of people on the streets and all that fake media propaganda. The reality is the reason why Iran is hated is because we're against ethnic cleansing. We're against ethno-supremacism. And that is something that the Epstein class that rules over all of you cannot tolerate.
Well, no Epstein class rules over me. Well, criticize your regime. Go on.
I know you're afraid. Be quiet. Let me respond.
I'm not afraid of anything.
Don't be so afraid. In Iran, we talk against the government, against policies day and night.
State TV in Iran and talk
again with another one. As this time we have Professor Mohammed Marandi out of nowhere posted a clip of that debate, basically the last minute that we joined Iran. But it came back around, joined Piers Morgan in a debate about a month ago surrounding the war in Iran. But it came back around because Mehdi Hasan out of nowhere posted a clip of that debate, basically the last minute that we just saw, where Piers Morgan was calling out Marandi, but cut it conveniently right before Marandi was able to respond like this.
You are a genocide supporter. You supported it in Israel, in Palestine, and you refused to come to.
Head of Press TV said would not let slide, saying be correct here. To which Professor Marandi would not let slide, saying the dishonesty is clear for all to see. I invited Piers Morgan multiple times to travel to Iran, and he refused. I offered to debate him live in a Press TV studio in Tehran. The head of Press TV said we could hold hours of live debate, but he refused. But keep pushing propaganda. Maybe Mehdi should have just kept this to himself. And it's not like he reposted somebody else. This was his video that he posted. So
Okay. This beef, okay, I saw it on Twitter. It's whatever. Big up Marandi all day. I will choose Marandi over Mehdi all day. Mehdi is a fucking barwa. Zendax. Nah, kumbaya, fuck kumbaya. What's good, Hans Fixar Kabelin? Piers not even afraid of another man plowing his... What's that about? Jasmine Carasa. Yeah, I can't stand debates. I used to make debate shorts. Can't do it anymore, even though they get views. I just can't watch debates. It's so annoying. Right? So annoying. It's not, as you can see with Iranians, it's not time for debates anymore. Yeah, Rafa'at was right. Allah yarham Rafa'at was right about Mehdi. And so was Norman Finkelstein. Norman Finkelstein was right about Mehdi too. What's good, Soul Life? Yeah, turn on live chat. I don't know why YouTube, right? I don't know why YouTube does not make it default live chat. I don't know, YouTube is so fuck ass. Big up Psionic, gotta take my kids to an after school thing. Yeah, big up yourself. I'm gonna be done in a second. Oh, Pierce's wife was cheating on him? Holy shit. Look, I mean, do you blame her? Can't blame her. What does she look like, by the way? Piers Morgan's wife. Oh, she's good. She's... Yo, how did he pull this? How did he pull her? Nah, you can't blame her. How did he pull her? Nah. Jasmine Karasa, what did Rafa'at say about Mehdi? Ooh. He said some stuff. He said some stuff, okay? He said a lot of things about Mehdi. Okay? Let me pull it up. It's not just one thing he said. It's a lot of things. He said, fuck Mehdi Hasan to Mars and back. He hated Mehdi Hasan, people. This was the one, okay? I mean, rest in power to Rafa'at. Allah yarham Rafa'at. This is what he said. No matter what Mehdi Hasan says, he is not friend of Palestine or the victims of Gaza. No matter what he says, he will soon throw some tweets condemning Gaza victims and blaming the oppressed and battered, and he will promote Israeli propaganda and lies. Talk about telling the future. Talk about forecasting the future. Rafa'at hated Mehdi. Norman Finkelstein hated Mehdi. Right? Max Blumenthal, Ali Abu Nima hates Mehdi. Everybody hates Mehdi. Right? It is what it is. Yeah, rest in power to the man, Rafa'at. I think he's been to my country, I think. Yes. So big up Rafa'at all day. Hate from nah, yeah. She does not look like Piers Morgan. How did he pull this? And I don't blame her. Oh, okay. He's had multiple wives, I guess. He's had multiple wives. I think. I don't know. And he's obsessed with Meghan Markle too, which is kind of, disconcerting. Is he a Mormon? What kind of question is this? I don't think. Oh, this is who she slept with. Can you blame her? Look at him. This is who she slept with. Can you blame her? No, it's not multiple wives. He's had maybe a first wife and a second wife, whatever the fuck. Yeah, he's obsessed with Meghan Markle for some reason. Yo, she slept with a Pakistani, I think. Big up, Mrs. Morgan. Big up, Mrs. Morgan. It's not he has multiple wives. It's Muslims can also have multiple wives. I think he just divorced. I think. I don't know Piers Morgan history. Like, I'll be real. I don't know Piers Morgan history, okay? It happens, okay? We need to do a Piers Morgan PowerPoint as well. What else am I supposed to cover? Inbred settler. I don't care. At this point, I just don't care. Right? Inbred settler, yeah. The most inbred people on earth. You know who they are. Right? You know who they are. The most inbred people on earth. You know what I'm talking about. Right? Who do you guys want to raid? I want to know. Who do you guys like? Do you guys like Zach AP? Do you guys like Lux Progressive? Not a real leftist? A Difficult Truth? Leaping Larry is online. Do you guys like Ray K? Who do we like? Let's see who's on YouTube. Nobody is on YouTube most of the time. Is DNW still online? Not really. A Difficult Truth. Okay. I'm gonna send y'all to A Difficult Truth on YouTube. Let's do Raid Hasan. A Difficult Truth. A Difficult Truth. Okay, people, Mandem. Look into my eyes. Look into my eyes. Right? Join Discord. Don't forget to join Discord. We're going to rate a difficult truth. That's my brown homie. That's my brown brother. So yeah. Look into my eyes. Love for the love. That's all for now. We're going to raid this motherfucker. This brown motherfucker. Love for the love. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Peace.
With this illegal war in Iran.